Hi, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com, and I'd like to take a look a few months ahead to the extraordinary Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on December 21 of 2020. As a bit of overview here, we're, of course, as I record this at the beginning of August 2020, we're still in the midst of the Jupiter-Saturn-Pluto triple conjunction that we've been working with all year and that will still remain strong through early December. And this is the energy, to just nutshell it, of profound breakdown and destruction of that which does not serve, and the new structures that do serve arising out of those ashes. So when Pluto, Saturn especially get intense, it gets really intense. If you'd like to go back and check an overview of all that history of that, I'll have a link to my April 4 forecast. Technically it's for the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, but I also get into the Saturn part of it, and you can link to all the previous relevant content from that post. But I'm going to not dwell so much on that. I mean, we're all in the midst of the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto right now as I record this. And of course, we have the coronavirus that won't go away. And we've got the Black Lives Matter finally gaining widespread acceptance. So a lot is happening, a lot of challenge, and in my opinion, a lot of really wonderful things as well. So, but I want to look forward to this amazing moment. Technically, it's December 21, 2020. In this chart that I'm showing you, Jupiter and Saturn are exactly conjunct at 0 degrees, 29 minutes Aquarius. And that's the point I want to make. If anything is going to mark the launch of the age of Aquarius, this has got to be it, in my opinion. So let me explain a little about the Jupiter-Saturn thing. In ancient astrology, before they knew about anything beyond Saturn, the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn was the biggest deal they had. That was the mega event. And to have them come together, which happened every 20 years, was called the Great Conjunction. And what I think is extraordinary about this, especially on the heels of all this intensity we're having this year, is here's the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction at the first degree of Aquarius. And here we are moving into the Aquarian Age. So this classic, traditional marker of major new stuff happening, major turning point, major beginning, the beginning of the most potent cycle the ancients even knew about, is marked at this moment. And the synchronicity with it coming right on the heels of the winter solstice. At this point, the sun is at 0 degrees, 24 minutes. We're not even half a day past the winter solstice yet. And here we have Jupiter-Saturn conjoining at the first degree of Aquarius. That is extraordinary synchronicity, in my opinion. And I present this as a message of hope. When we're in times as challenging as these, we need a ray of light to look forward to. Now, I'm not making a claim that at the very instant of this conjunction, the bright light will break through and all our problems are solved. I think we're in a bit of a longer-term process than that. My own personal belief is that we got 5,000 years of toxic patriarchy and dominator culture to clear, and what's happening is instead of just a snap of the finger and we're clear, all of it has to be purged up, seen, processed, and recognized by the collective. So we're in the midst of that process right now. That's why the shifting from a dark age to a golden age is so messy, because all the old mess has to be cleaned up. So that's what we're in the midst of right now. There's a few nuances. This is not a complete interpretation of this Jupiter-Saturn moment, but I just want to point out a couple of things that look really interesting to me. The sun at 0.5 Capricorn is about 1 degree of conjunction to Mercury around 1.5 Capricorn. So this says to me, there's a new message here. There's a new learning that needs to be had, a new message to be shared. I'm also excited about over in late Pisces and early Aries, we've got the Moon and Chiron conjunct. Moon's around 28.5 Pisces, Chiron's around 5 degrees Aries. Moon, Chiron together is emotional healing. In mundane charts like this, the moon represents by the way, mundane doesn't mean boring. It just means having to relate to the larger world and not just one person. So Moon Chiron is healing Chiron of the collective, the moon. And that's really exciting. There's also a lot of power behind this. There is a Mars-Pluto square that is like within half a degree of exact here. It's amazing. So Mars-Pluto square is very potent, very powerful, and can really make things happen and get a lot of energy going. A couple of more subtleties I'll mention around this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Pallas Athena, the asteroid goddess of strategy, cunning, do it smart, and also fighting when necessary, is there. I prefer to use Pallas for negotiation and strategy and diplomacy more than for fisticuffs, but there she is about 4 degrees past Jupiter and Saturn. She's already in Aquarius there, saying we need to be smart, strategic, use our intellect wisely, use our, plan this out. Don't just wing it totally. I mean, I'm all about being guided by intuition, but Pella says we need some conscious strategy if we're going to really make this work optimally. So those are there's also other nuances here, but I wanted to just share that much around this. I'm pretty excited about this. And I wanted to just, again, we're still a few months from this, obviously, but just to let you know, I know we're in a lot of difficult things right now. This shining ray of light, this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on December 21 is very exciting. And I think after this happens, there's going to be some really notable shifts. And I personally am believing that the divine consciousness is going to spread more easily and broadly after this. So just wanted to give you that heads up on that. It's actually rare that I do one of these extra videos that's actually about astrology. So love that too. So that's it. Thanks for listening. I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. If you'd like to work with me individually, you can go to that site, astroshaman.com, and learn about how I do astrology reading, shamanic healing, awakening activation, life coaching. And I've also got a online membership called Awakening Plus that supports people in their spiritual awakening and healing and service to the Great Awakening. So check that all out if you're interested. Thanks so much, and I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.